Welcome back, Vicarious viewers. My name is Vicente, and today I went to go see Ad Astra in the theaters. It was a toss up to what I would see this weekend. It was either that or the new Rambo movie, and I figured that Ad Astra would be the more cinematic option of the two, so I went with it. And in that aspect, it did not disappoint. It was a beautiful movie to watch on the big screen. It had great cinematic shots of space, different settings, the moon base, and I saw it in Atmos, which I also highly recommend because it does have a beautiful score as well that really adds to the atmosphere of the whole movie. First thoughts about this movie: it is a slow burn. I love these types of movies. I would best describe it as a good psychological drama that happens to take place in space. It touches on some different aspects of what people go through in terms of isolation, interpersonal relationships. This movie turns in a strong performance by Brad Pitt, who plays a badass astronaut who can get shit done. But he discovers that his dead hero father may be neither, and is recruited on a mission to one, discover if his father is really alive, and two, if he's responsible for these massive electrical surges that are wreaking havoc across the solar system. They're disrupting system, causing deaths worldwide and across the solar system. It's affecting their lunar base, Mars stations, and all kinds of space travel. All of these bursts are emanating from Neptune, which is the last known location of Tommy Lee Jones, his father. This movie is a slow burn psychological drama. So if you're going into this movie expecting some high octane action sci-fi adventure, you might be a little disappointed. In that aspect too, if you're thinking of taking your younger children to see this movie, some of them may be a little bored unless they can appreciate a good drawn out drama like this. I do recommend the theater experience because a lot of the footage and the scenery in this is beautiful, with wide panning shots of lunar bases and their spaceships, which really also add to the feeling of isolation that these characters feel. And it really dives into what the human mind goes through dealing with this kind of isolation, being separated from your family and friends. Brad Pitt himself has compartmentalized his own feelings, pushing away those closest to him, including his wife, just so it's one less thing he has to deal with that's weighing down his mind when he has to get a job done. If you do wait for this on streaming or rental, I do recommend that you silence your phone, get rid of the extra distractions, because, of course, with slow burn movies like this, you're more prone to get distracted by Facebook or the like, which is why I appreciate the theater experience. This really keeps you focused and draws you in, and for me at least, the movie did keep my attention. If you're thinking of something that has the closest type of pacing as this, I would best describe it as being close to the latest Blade Runner sequel. It's not to say that this movie is completely devoid of action or violence. It does have those scenes spattered throughout, which really help break up the slower parts. And I will say this is a kind of space adventure. It is his long journey from Earth home on this quest to find his father. Is he alive? Is he responsible? Is the man and the hero that I knew not what I expected or remember? Is there a darker side? Has space and isolation broken the man that I called father? I think it's been a while since I've seen such a muted and reserved yet emotional turn from Brad Pitt since Meet Joe Black. In that movie, he's supposed to be devoid of the empathy and the emotion, and it slowly starts brimming forward as he's experiencing human life. As in this, he seems to be the very driven, focused, almost soldier-like character, keeping his eye on the ball and keeping his calm even under the most stressful situations. But as soon as this emotional mission dealing with the man that he thought was dead falls into his lap and he's thrust into this new situation, you can start to see that emotion breaking through. And bravo. I think this is a really good performance on his part. Just this slow boiling under the skin, bringing that emotion forward and trying to deal with it as best as possible. This is just an over 2 hour movie, but I was engaged enough that it didn't feel that long. It seemed to breeze by because the movie is broken up through the different points in his journey and the different events and the people he meets, which offers a lot of excellent world building for this as well. It is focused on this one character in his journey, but through his journey, you get a sense of the wider world and the effects that all of this new technology and space travel has had not only on him, but the wider world around him. The world and the solar system is still in conflict, warring with itself over resources, and some of those conflicts he comes into close contact with. I would have to give this movie 4.5 out of 5 Vicarious feels, because I did feel for these characters. They have a good way of drawing you in and empathizing with what they're going through. Even through the moments of silence, like you can still get that palpable emotion coming from them. Not only him, but even like some of the smaller side characters that he passes along his journey, like some of them you really feel for as well. Excellent cinematography, excellent world building. But again, if you're looking for a full throttle action movie, this is not the movie for you. Leave the younger kids at home and sit in for a good drama that just happens to be in space. If you like reviews like this, hit like and subscribe, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos, and thanks for stopping in for this Vicarious View.